Strategy Management Series. Video number 117 Strategy Formulation. Step 7 Strategy Evaluation. From Simultaneous to Sequential Moves Games. Welcome back to the Ready MBA series on strategy management. In our previous sessions, we delved into strategy evaluation, the crucial seventh step of the strategy formulation process. This stage entails scrutinizing potential strategies for their impact, benefits, costs, and resource requirements. We also discussed game theory, a technique for predicting competitors' moves in a competitive situation, and how it can be used by the planning team to refine their strategic analysis. One of the primary benefits of game theory is its ability to help decision-makers anticipate the potential outcomes of different strategies and understand the ripple effects of their choices. This is especially valuable during strategy formulation and evaluation, as it allows planners to simulate various scenarios and assess the best course of action. In today's episode, we will discuss strategic moves and how they can be used to change the dynamics of a game, particularly turning simultaneous games into sequential games through unconditional moves. Simultaneous games involve situations where players make decisions without knowing the choices of other players. These games often lead to uncertainty and can result in less optimal outcomes due to the lack of information. By transforming a simultaneous game into a sequential game, players can gain an advantage by taking the lead and influencing the actions of other players. Unconditional moves are one way to change a simultaneous game into a sequential game. An unconditional move is a strategic action taken by a player without waiting for other players' decisions. By making such a move, the player establishes a clear direction, potentially forcing others to react or adapt to this new reality. Identifying opportunities for strategic moves. We can identify opportunities for unconditional moves by analyzing the game scenario and considering the following. 1. Player dynamics. Assess the players involved in the game and their respective strategies. Look for situations where players are likely to follow a set path or exhibit predictable behavior. 2. Strategic positioning. Consider the strategic position of the players and identify scenarios where a proactive move can create an advantage. 3. Potential impact. Determine the impact of the unconditional move on the game's outcome. Consider whether the move could change the incentives for other players and influence their decisions. Techniques to change the game. In their book Thinking Strategically, Avinash K. Dixit and Barry J. Nailbuff discuss several techniques that can be used to change a simultaneous game into a sequential game through strategic moves. 1. Commitment. A player can commit to a specific course of action, signaling to others their intended strategy. This commitment could involve public announcements, contracts, or other binding agreements, demonstrating that the player is serious about their move. 2. Threats and promises. By issuing threats or promises, a player can influence the decisions of others. Threats involve negative consequences if another player chooses a particular strategy, while promises offer rewards or benefits for specific actions. 3. First mover advantage. Taking the first step in a game can create a sequential advantage, allowing the first mover to set the tone for subsequent actions. This can be particularly useful in competitive markets or bidding scenarios. 4. Changing the order of play. A player can use strategic moves to change the game's order, essentially taking control of the sequence of events. This can force others to adjust their strategies in response to the new order. 5. Make strategic investments. Invest in assets or infrastructure that create a competitive edge and transform the game into a sequential structure. This could involve building new facilities, acquiring technology, or expanding marketing efforts. Let's take an example to illustrate this concept. Consider two competing companies in a market deciding whether to lower prices or maintain current pricing. If both companies keep their current prices, their profits will be $4 million for Company A and $3 million for B. If both lower their prices, their profits will be $1 million for each. However, if Company A lowers their prices and Company B keeps current prices, Company A profits will be $3 million, whereas B's profits will be $2 million. Conversely, if Company B lowers prices while the competitor keeps current prices, B's profits will be 4 million while A's profits will be 2 million. As can be seen in the payoff matrix, Company A has a dominant strategy to keep current prices, as the payoffs for this strategy are consistently higher than the corresponding payoffs if they decide to lower prices. Company B does not have a dominant strategy, but they can anticipate that Company A will choose to use theirs, keeping current prices. B's best response then is to lower prices, which will lead to 4 million in profits. The equilibrium of this game is the top right cell, where Company A will end up with only 2 million in profits, their second worst outcome. However, Company A has the option to vie for a better outcome by changing the nature of this game. Company A can change the game from simultaneous to sequential moves by publicly announcing its pricing strategy before Company B can act, creating a first-mover advantage. By committing upfront to a pricing strategy through clear communication, marketing, or contractual agreements, Company A can influence Company B's decisions and effectively transform the game into a sequential one. This move should be credible and visible to ensure there is no doubt about Company A's intentions, leading to a sequential game dynamic where Company A's move shapes Company B's response. With this strategic move, the game becomes sequential, and the game tree looks like this. Company A will make the first move, taking a stand to keep current prices or to lower them. Company B will move next, also having the ability to choose either one of the strategies. The payoffs for this game continue the same, with the difference that they are now represented in branches of the game tree rather than in cells of a payoff matrix. Company A will choose its strategy by looking at the different payoffs for each branch and reasoning backwards to define which branch of the game tree will lead to that outcome. Company A wants to maximize profits, so in an ideal situation, they would like to shoot for the 4 million payoff, where they keep current prices, and so does Company B. However, that is not the best outcome for Company B. By following a similar approach of reasoning backwards, B's best outcome would be instead to lower prices when Company A keeps them constant. This will lead to 4 million in profits for B, but only 2 million for Company A, which would be worse off and in the same situation as in the simultaneous moves game. Therefore, Company A realizes that the only way to maximize their profits is to lower prices. This in turn would make B go down the path of keeping current prices. With that move, Company A gets profits of 3 million, their second best outcome. Company B, in turn, gets 2 million in profits. Once Company A locks their strategy, B will have to react to it in the best way possible. So, by changing the nature of the game, and adopting a different strategy, Company A will be able to achieve a better outcome than they would otherwise, should they continue in the simultaneous moves game dynamics. This sequential game allows Company A to influence Company B's strategy, leading to a more favorable outcome. By transforming simultaneous games into sequential, players can gain a strategic advantage. The planning team should identify opportunities for such moves, considering player dynamics, strategic positioning, and the potential impact of these moves on the game's outcome. The use of commitment, threats, promises, first-mover advantages, changing the order of play, and strategic investments are some of the techniques available to change the game and create a more favorable outcome. And this concludes our episode describing how to change simultaneous into sequential moves games. Please join us in our next episode where we will continue our discussion about game theory. Until then, keep strategizing. See you soon.